Hello everyone, back to today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days. For today's second video, day 10 will take us to around the 20th of October. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. And I'll set FSB2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That'll take us into the beginning of November. The weekend forecast has been released, as well as on Saturday, your weekend look at. And we are in for some very abnormal weather patterns. So weather itself is going to be all about exciting. But certainly in terms of a synoptic pattern point of view, quite unusual blocking patterns going on in the week ahead. So have a look at weekend forecast and see what weather's going to be doing in detail. I'll talk you through what's happening tomorrow at the end of this video, but before I do anything else, I've got to say thank you so much, hello, and thank you so much to our latest GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel members. So we have now got 46 channel members for GavsWeatherVids. It's amazing, it's incredible. Thank you to all of our channel members, and I'm going to say thank you so much to latest channel member Robert Smith. Thank you so much to Robert Smith for becoming GavsWeatherVids' latest channel member. It really is tremendously kind of Robert to do that, and all channel members as well. If you'd like to become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is come to GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, click the join button, and take you through to another page where you can see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and you can sign up on that page as well. Thank you so much to Robert Smith and to all channel members for doing that. There are also all of our patrons, all of our donors as well. We shouted out a PayPal donor yesterday, so thank you to all of our donors, all of our patrons, and of course all of our channel members as well. You can support GavsWeatherVids in other ways, so it doesn't have to be financial. You can support us by watching videos. By watching videos, you are supporting GavsWeatherVids. By liking videos, you're supporting us. By sharing the videos, you support GavsWeatherVids. And of course by subscribing as well. We are at 7,650 subscribers. We are grinding our way to 8k subscribers, and we're going to get there as quickly as we possibly can. The subs have been moving very quickly just recently. So you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, then please can you give us a sub, and it's absolutely great. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers, and thank you so much for doing that. Don't forget to tell your friends and family about GavsWeatherVids as well, and the more subscribers we get, the quicker we can get to 8,000 subscribers. Big number, and I think we might do it before the end of the year. It's possible we might do. We shall see. I'm not setting any targets though. Right. So talking of YouTube, just say thank you so much to all channel members, all patrons, all donors, all subscribers, people watching videos, sharing videos, liking videos. Thank you, however you support GavsWeatherVids. Thank you to all of you, and special thank you to Robert Smith for becoming a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. Right, talking of YouTube, I've got a poll running, very interesting poll. We're asking, when do you think we're going to do the first snow watch of this season, of the 2020-21 season? And we have had 252 votes for this so far, so it's a big poll. This very, a lot of interest in this one. And you've still got time to vote, so you haven't yet voted, then please come to GavsWeatherVids community page, community tab, and make your voice heard. But at the moment, it's looking like this. So 6% of GavsWeatherVids viewers think that we are going to do a snow watch in October. That would be very rare, very unusual to do that. I've got a feeling I have probably done snow watches in October, certainly one, maybe two, back in 2012. I'm not absolutely certain. I'd need to go to the old channel and go back through the videos to see, but I've got a feeling I might have done sometime around the middle of October 2012, done a snow watch then. But other than that, I can't think of another year where I would have done snow watch in October. So that's very rare and very unusual for that to happen. However, 6% of GavsWeatherVids viewers think we will do one this month. 62% think we're going to do snow watch in November. Big majority at the moment saying November for the first snow watch of this season, which is early. Last year, I don't think we did snow watch until after Christmas and New Year, I don't think. And even then, even then, we only did one or two last winter. It's a very poor season last season for Snow Watch. 22% think we're going to do it in December, 7% are saying January, and 3% are saying February. So if we have to wait until February to do snow watch, then we really are having a very, very bad winter for snow. But at the moment, 62% are saying November. I think November's going to win this poll. I don't think that's going to, I don't think that's going to change greatly. But again, if you haven't yet voted in this, then please can you vote, and we shall see how this is looking. Probably on Monday is when we will finalise this. But thank you so much to everybody for voting so far. Right, so this is how things are looking in the tropical Atlantic and also in South America in terms of hurricanes and whatnot. So we have two areas of interest. We've got a yellow X down here in the far south of the tropical Atlantic. That is disturbance 1 with a 10% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, 20% chance in the next 5 days. We don't have to worry too much about that. And then, of course, we've got Delta. Now, yesterday, Hurricane Delta was a major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. It's Category 3. Day before that, it was actually up to Category 4, I think. So this has been a major hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. Delta is now in the southern part of the United States, and of course, as it's left the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, it's very rapidly weakening. So it's gone from a major hurricane down to a tropical storm. Nevertheless, a tropical storm is still a major weather event, and this is giving maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 992 millibars, and it's moving north-northeastwards at 60 miles per hour. If you think we've got maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, you're probably getting gusts there to 70 or 80 miles per hour. So very, very significant storm still in the southern part of the United States, bringing copious amounts of rain as well. If we click on that and go to warnings and cone static images, you can see that this is going to carry on weakening. So at the moment it's a tropical storm. Over the next few hours it's going to become a tropical depression, going to weaken further, and then by tomorrow, as it moves up to Kentucky, it's going to become a post-tropical depression by that point. So inland it is going to continue to weaken very, very quickly, but at the moment it is still giving a very, very significant amount of wind and rain somewhere between Louisiana and Mississippi. And then, of course, I have to wait and see whether we get any further developments in the next few days and weeks. This is how essentially temperature is currently looking from Hadley. So the CT is looking like this. Provisional up to yesterday, the 9th of October, we are standing at 11.5, which is around half a degree below average for this point in October. Now, of course, October is a rapidly cooling month. So if we was to stay there at 11.5 by the end of the month, actually we would have quite a mild October. It would be a milder than average October. But, of course, we're expecting this to continue to cool down because October is a cooling period. So that is like half a degree below average for up to the 9th of October. And I think we will see this coming down even more. So we may well keep this below average anomaly going over the next few days as well. I would anticipate by early next week we may be under 11 degrees. We may be somewhere around 10.9, something like that. We shall see. So these are the 500 millibar height on flow charts of Penn State University for the next week to 10 days with the ECMWF on the top and nothing particularly on the bottom. So there is no GFS on the bottom of the chart today. The space is blank. So we haven't got the GFS looking on the bottom. We have got the ECM on the top though. So we'll have a look at that. 500 millibars is an area in actually high pressure, low pressure. I've been moved around by jet stream. Red extrapolates to high pressure, blue to low pressure. This looks very, very blocked with the ECM. We've got an area of high pressure in the North Atlantic, Mid-Atlantic Ridge, extending back into the Arctic, into Greenland, and up to the North Pole. Proper northern blocking there, trough of below average heights coming through the north and the east part of the states, and also to the south of the UK as well. We've got the jet stream doing something a little bit like that. Look at that, very very block type pattern, trough ridge type pattern. And yeah, on the cold side of the jet stream there, we've got that blocking area of high pressure to our north and northeast, and we will be expecting to be bringing in like easterly, possibly even northeasterly winds. So that looks very, very blocked. Of course, October tends to be a month that's more associated with zonality, with westerlies, and a powering up of a zonal flow. So to have such extensive northern blocking in October is quite unusual. And we shall see how it all plays out, of course. That's not to say this will still be going on as we get into the winter, but for the time being, these are quite abnormal patterns for the time of the year. And that means temperatures are going to be suppressed. So these are the temperature and upper air temperature and rainfall anomalies for the next couple of weeks from the GFS via Weather Central. So red line is 30-year upper air temperature average for Oxford. We're looking at Oxford today. And you can see how much below average we're going to be with these upper air temperatures over the next week to 10 days, just solidly below average. There's the occasional tick up, one going on just there, for example. That's early next week. It's associated with an area of low pressure, has a little bit of a warm sector with it, but generally that is a very cool looking upper air temperature forecast for the next week to 10 days. As we get into the third week of October, there is a little bit of a sign of a slight warm up there, sometime around the 20th to 22nd of October, only going back close to average though probably, and then maybe as we're heading towards the last week of October we might be seeing hints that the upper air temperatures are going to drop again. Possibly we are. Overall, that looks like a cool, cool couple of weeks coming up, and maybe at times you would say quite cold actually. Rainfall-wise, not too much coming up over the next 2 or 3 days, but after that, looks like have regular rainfall spikes really from around sort of early part of next week, going right way through into the last week of October. So cool and unsettled sums it up, I think, really. Temperature anomalies are reflecting this as well. This temperature anomaly from the 10th to the 18th of October, below average, not just for the UK and Ireland, but through most parts of Western Europe as well. Rainfall anomalies from the 10th to the 18th of October, more or less slightly drier than average, which may be a little bit of a surprise given this ensemble we're just looking at. But bear in mind, for the next 2 or 3 days, there's a lot of dry weather coming up, probably. But I'm a little bit surprised how dry that looks. But more particularly, though, for northern and western parts of the country. It's near normal for rainfall in the east and in the southeast too. I've got Northerly Winds today. This is the latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net, showing that wind is in from the north. Look at this, we've got low pressure away to our northeast here, and that is pulling down this northerly wind. It is quite a long fetch northerly as well, so we can follow the arrows back up here. They're plunging all the way down into UK and Ireland. So a proper old northerly blowing there today, and that's the reason we haven't been outside yet. That's the reason that it is feeling pretty cold out there today. This is how the UK Met is looking for Tuesday. So at midnight on Tuesday, got a trough of low pressure sitting south across the country, upbringing showers, if not longer spells of rain through the early part of next week, and pretty dismal temperatures too. Now, as we move into the middle and second half of next week, we get a proper blocking area of high pressure setting up somewhere between Norway and Scotland. And that's going to turn the wind into the east. That will bring showers onto the eastern side of the country. I mean, it's 15th of October, so it's not depths of winter. It's not going to bring bitterly cold air as it would if this was winter. It will be bringing bitterly cold air if that's the 15th of December or 15th of January. As it's 15th of October, it won't be bringing bitterly cold air, but it will be bringing a chill across the North Sea. Probably a lot of cloud, and for east areas anyway, there will be showers involved as well. That's how it looks as we get to the end of the UK Met Office run, which gets us to the 16th of October, Friday 16th of October. Low pressure is away to our south and southwest, trying to get in, bringing a band of rain, but is coming up against this big blocking area of high pressure to our north and northeast, and is really struggling. And I suspect what will actually happen with this low is because it can't go in that direction, which is the direction it wants to go. Remember, everything wants to move from west to east, that's the zonal flow, but because of this block, which is sort of fending it off, it's receding it, I suspect what will actually happen is this low pressure will go in that direction and move down towards Biscay, and that probably, as we go into weekend of 17th, 18th October, will reinforce that easterly wind. We have got a little bit of colder air beginning to pull around the back of the high, though we are starting to see some much colder air beginning to move into the very far north of Scandinavia, possibly to the northwest of Russia. Still way too far away for us to turn us very cold at this point, but really interesting weather patterns here, and a far cry from what you would normally expect in a typical October. That's how the GFS6Z is looking. So again, we've got this area of low pressure early next week, being showers along with spells of rain. As that low pressure slips away, we turn wind into the east and the northeast. That'll be a chilly wind as well. Second half of next week, get this big blocking area of high pressure developing to our north and northeast, which blocks the progress of these areas of low pressure coming in from the Atlantic. So they slip down to Biscay and leaves us under the influence of that blocking area of high pressure, pulling in those easterly winds. Moving up towards day 10, that's how the GFS6Z looks. So the block is going nowhere. This is a very, very strong and stable blocking area of high pressure sitting in the Norwegian Sea. With low pressure over France, it brings wind in from the east. Again, this is not a particularly cold easterly, but again, we do see much colder air with this trough just here beginning to start plunging down to the very, very far north of Scandinavia and the northwest of Russia. But at the moment, still much too far away to bring us anything notably cold. Moving beyond that, we start to set up this high pressure over Scandinavia. We aren't all that far away from a -5 Celsius ice firm, actually, just beyond day 10, which is the 21st of October. So we aren't all that far from bringing in quite a cold easterly wind. But what actually happens with this GFS6Z run, the high pressure remains over Scandinavia, but we throw more energy in from the Atlantic. So eventually we find ourselves under a big area of low pressure, big trough. The high pressure is still there over Scandinavia, though, so it won't take that much of an adjustment for the trough to eventually get pushed southwards and to turn wind back into the east. These are very, very interesting and unusual weather patterns. I keep having to repeat that. This is how the GM is looking. So again, we've got trough low pressure being showers, long spells of rain through the early part of next week. Then we go into this blocking area of high pressure through the second half of next week. That turns us dry, but it will be quite chilly. Winds in from the northeast. And then we start setting this high pressure up towards Greenland. Look at this, high pressure begins to retrogress. So there's a high pressure just to the north of Scotland, or through the country into the north of Scotland on Thursday. Look where the high pressure is, though. By Saturday, all the heights are moving over towards Greenland. We call that retrogression, where the high pressure goes from east to west, as opposed to zonal, which is west to east. When we get that, it tells you that the atmosphere is behaving abnormally. Now, this is how we look at 192 hours with a GM. Big blocking area of high pressure over southern Greenland. That's virtually record-breaking, I think. It's beginning to send the jet stream southwards as well. So, I mean, if that was winter, how exciting would that be? If that was like the middle of December, running up towards Christmas, that would be extremely exciting. What it probably means is that we turn increasingly cool into the third week of October, and probably wet as a jet stream begins to bring these areas of low pressure in from underneath the block. But that is a tremendous blocking area of high pressure there that we have around Greenland and in the North Atlantic with the GEM. ECWF also looking like this. Again, showers, long spells of rain early next week. Quite cool temperatures as well. Then the high pressure blocking things out to our north, turning wind into the east. Going to be chilly easterly wind as we move into next weekend. Eventually we finish up looking like that. So nowhere near as extreme with the blocking towards Greenland. However, we have got a lot of blocking within the normal latitudes. We've got lots of high. We saw it on the 500 millibar height anomaly flowchart, Penn State University. We've got high pressure towards Greenland, high pressure towards Scandinavia. It all backs into the Arctic as well. This area of low pressure down here is having a go at bringing up some milder air from the south, and probably having a go at bringing some rain up from the south as well. But the overall weather pattern remains very, very interesting, to say the least. The rainfall forecast based on that ECM run from Temeteo.com looks like this. So showery today, a little bit drier tomorrow, then rain coming in from the Atlantic on Monday through to Tuesday. Further showers, if not longer spells of rain through to the middle part of next week. And even the second half of next week, we're still bringing some showers in from the east. We move up towards day 10 though, and things do start to dry out then. Although, as we get towards day 10, it says we can see some rain is threatening to the far southwest. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. There's a lot of them. Gets us to the 20th of October via the Icelandic Met Office. So, most of them involve northern blocking mode. We've got 13 members of the ECM ensembles, including the control and the operational run. The operational run is the run we've just been looking at, with above average heights to our north and northwest, below average heights to our south. Winds are in from the east, very blocked with that option. 11, again with high pressure to our north, low pressure to our south, winds are in from the east, blocked and cold with that one. 10, with high pressure just to our west, winds are coming around the ridge from the northwest, low pressure is to our east, so that's going to be pretty chilly with like a northerly component to the wind. 8, with high pressure again blocking to the north, to the northwest, low pressure to the south, winds are in from an easterly direction. That's going to be very unsettled, especially for the south, and probably rather cool as well. 5, again mid-Atlantic ridge, low pressure to our south, that's going to be cool, probably bringing northeasterly winds with that. It's going to be cool and wet. And 4, with high pressure way to the northwest, low pressure is to our south, winds in from the east. Again, that is going to be unsettled and probably quite cold. Most of those options are looking cold at day 10, with blocking, northern blocking pretty extensively. 2 weeks time, this gets to 25th of October. We have 14 members of the East ensemble still with high pressure around Greenland, low pressure over top of country. That's going to be very unsettled, of course, with that trough in over top of country. 13, high pressure to our north, low pressure to our south, winds are probably in from the east. 10, with high pressure ridging from the Atlantic going up towards Scandinavia, low pressure to our south, winds in from the east with that one. 8, with blocking towards Greenland and the North Atlantic, low pressure over Scandinavia. That's going to be cold and unsettled. It's 25th of October. Of course, it gets increasingly cold with these northerly shots as month goes on. And then 6, with high pressure towards Scandinavia, low pressure to our southwest. That might be a bit milder, bringing up wind from the southwest, but would still be quite wet. Even to 2 weeks out, most of those options seem to be involving at least some degree of northern blocking. Finally, the Southwest V2, these are 500 millibar heights broken down to week periods. The first week period takes us from the 10th to the 16th of October. Coming week with the high pressure way to the north and the northwest, and low pressure to our south and southeast, winds in from the northeast. That's going to be cold in the week ahead, or certainly very cool, probably cold at times with the wettest weather in the east. Week 2 is going to be the 17th to 23rd of October, blocking high pressure around Greenland, a deep trough of low pressure underneath and across Western Europe. The jet stream and the flow doing something like that, cold and wet, probably for week 2 with extensive Greenland blocking. Week 3 is going to be the 24th to the 30th of October, low pressure to our east, high pressure to our west. That probably keeps us pretty cool actually, with winds in from the north. Most of the wet weather will be in the east. Bit of a change for week 4. This is the 31st of October, 6th of November, going a little bit more westerly here. Low pressure beginning to take up residence somewhere around Iceland to Norway. High pressure slipping a bit further southwards into the middle of the North Atlantic. Winds going into the west. That's probably milder. Might be a milder start to November, I would have thought, after a very chilly October. Temperature anomalies with the CFS of week 1 are colder than average. Very, very cold week coming up for the time of year through many parts of Europe, by the way. Week 2, temperature anomaly from the 17th to 23rd of October. That one is below average as well. Week 3, temperature anomaly, which is the 24th to 30th of October, is also below average. Week 4 goes milder as wind turns into the west. 31st of October to 6th of November, we start to raise the temperature, but probably bring bands of rain in from off the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, then please can you click like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. We're on the grind to 8k subs, as I said at the start of the video, and we're going to get there as quickly as we can. Thank you so much to everybody for doing that. That's the video's done for today. Now, tomorrow we're going to start off at 10 AM with the 6th Winter 2020-21 update, part 1. We're going to be looking at things like sea surface temperature, what's going on with ENSO, how things developed in the past week with Eurasian snow cover. We're looking at all of that stuff in part 1 of a 6th winter update. That'll be up at 10 AM tomorrow. And we're also going to have a written update for Christmas at the website, GavsWeatherVids.com, tomorrow afternoon. That'll probably be around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then from 6 o'clock, we will be live streaming tomorrow. So I'm going to take lots of questions with that one. I know that I've been missing a few questions out on Wednesday's live stream. If you've got questions, then I'll be answering as many questions as I can on Sunday's live stream tomorrow. And we'll also, within that live stream, be looking at CFS for Winter 2021 and Patal Peng's analogues for Winter 2021 as well. I know so many of you are waiting to see Patal Peng's analogues for the winter, the latest update from this month. You'll see that in tomorrow's live stream. So I'll see you live from 6, but before then, we'll have a winter update coming up at 10 AM tomorrow morning. For today's video, so that's all for now, and thanks for watching.